uh, Short and sweet. Yeah, Michael, just talking about obviously the video you posted to X last night. My first question for you is um, the emotions, the area that came from, that your words came from. Where did that come from? Just internally from you.
I mean, it comes from the feelings that a lot of officers are feeling, which is frustrated. Quite honestly, it's scared. It's, a lot of things that get stirred up with officers wondering if they can follow their training, they can do what they were trained to do, be trained appropriately, and still wind up getting convicted of something. So a lot of it comes from a place where officers are likely to be more hesitant and we believe in our training, but something has to change, and I believe it's become very clear that we've never claimed to be the mental health experts. We have never claimed that we are the ones that should be doing this, but policymakers have mandated that we do be the ones that respond to these calls. And I believe that another mandate has been received that we should no longer be going to these. And I believe we should be focusing on bolstering ways that officers aren't the ones that are responding to these calls. We should be responding to serious crimes. We should be responding to actual criminal acts and allow those who, proclaim to be and have the mental health training be the ones that go to these calls, not us.
So would you call it maybe striking against answering mental health calls? Is that kind of how you would describe it?
No, I mean this is not a call for a strike. This is not a call for, us to, officers, my officers to stop doing, what they're doing. If it's mandated on us, like we have a duty, we're going to go. We're trying. We are doing everything we can to try to keep our city safe, to try to help people. Like we're going to continue to do that. I just believe that we should not be responsible for doing that as it relates to mental health. There's going to be instances where, when it's active and it's against somebody else, absolutely we need to go. But where it involves individuals that may only be a threat to themselves or whatever else, then that should not be our responsibility. We're not talking about a crime at that point. And so if it doesn't involve any criminal act, we should not be the ones that are responsible for going.
Are there any other changes that you think should come down or that maybe need to happen? Some conversations that maybe need to happen. In your video, you talked a lot about the district attorney's office and how they want to be involved, and maybe they should have to take this onus on themselves. But you just mentioned some things have to change. What do you think those things should be or could be?
I mean, I don't think the department, quite honestly, is in a position where there's much it can change. We are following nationally recognized standards. We are changing, we are following best practices. We're going above and beyond. We have some of the most, voluminous policies related to these responses. We go through a lot of training. Like we've invested above and beyond the vast majority of departments to be able to handle, every type of call, not just mental health, but any call to the best of our ability. So I believe the department has been doing everything. And like I said, I believe that we are trained appropriately, but there are some things that we just shouldn't be going to. Like, I think that's the biggest thing that we can do. Outside of that, this is a conversation that has to transcend into state law, into the authority that is given to district attorneys. We've been trying for years to change the law so that way peace officers aren't the only ones that have the ability to do an emergency detention. We believe that paramedics, licensed medical professionals should have the authority to evaluate and to get these individuals treatment. It shouldn't be peace officers only that hold that authority. But we've been trying to do that for years. So, and it hasn't gone anywhere. So there are things that can happen, should change. I believe that that change is more likely to happen or needs to happen on a state level and potentially federal levels more so than within the department itself. There's only so much the department can do.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to add to our conversation, Michael?
I would just reiterate, we're peace officers, police officers we are brought into scenes in a moment of crisis. Our training, our responses are based upon crisis evaluation, and they are based on extremely quick decisions that have to be made, and that is driven by other people. That is not us. We very rarely have a lot of that control over these scenes. We can only respond to the conduct that others present to us. And this department is extremely good at exercising patience where we have the ability to do that. But there are times where those situations are not available to us. We do not have those options. Oh, I believe this is a very unfortunate event and trial and everything that happened. I don't believe it ever should have gotten to this point. I do believe that Officer Taylor did exactly what he was trained to do, and this conviction should not have happened. But this is where we are, and we have to look at how we go forward.
Awesome. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, you bet. No problem.
Yep. Have a good one. Bye.
You too.